Wednesday, where I share my intuitive insight and weekly wisdom with you through the use of oracle cards. This week we have a full moon in Libra. Hello, Libra here. So I am feeling all the feels, especially with Chiron being connected to this and Venus going direct on the same time we have a full moon. This is massive insight into all the healing and all the purging and clearing and all the old junk and old beliefs and the old ways that we relate to others with our boundaries are starting to clear the way, which feels so good. So I want to take a moment before I pull some cards to just tune in and see how we're feeling. I want you to just say hello in the chat. Let me pull up the chat real quick if you're here watching live, but take a moment to take a big deep breath in, fill up those lungs, and then exhale, let it all go. Give yourself space and permission to just be present, to let go of any cares or worries. If you've landed here, this is your divine permission slip to just turn off the external chaos, the external noise, and just give yourself this moment to be with you, to take that time to turn inward and to see what it is that you need most right now. And that's something I teach at the beginning of every goddess retreat. Every morning we wake up together and do yoga and breath work. And I always start the yoga by asking them to close down their eyes, go into the heart and ask, what do I need today? So I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. I want you to take a big deep breath. And if it's safe for you, close down your eyes on the exhale. As you breathe in, imagine that white, beautiful, glowing light filling up your entire body, surrounding your aura. And as you exhale, allow all of that cares from the day, the worries, the stress, the thoughts, the feelings. We're just going to let them go with every gentle breath. As we breathe in, I want you to imagine drawing that energy into your heart space and allowing it to open up, giving yourself a sense of safety and nurturing, giving yourself a safe space so that you can come home to your soul. And I want you to gently ask yourself, once you've taken a nice, beautiful breath into the heart, you've relaxed the walls around it, you've settled in, your thoughts are no longer racing, you're starting to come back into this moment. I want you to ask yourself, what do I need right now? What do I need today? Not what do I need in 2 weeks and we worry and create anxiety in the future, but what do I need right now? Just give yourself a moment to tune in to whatever thoughts or feelings, however those intuitive hits emerge for you. Give yourself that space to just acknowledge and honor that you've probably been asking for that next step or that little bit of guidance, and we've been looking outside of ourselves for it. But the truth is your heart knows you best and your heart knows what's next. So if you could just take a moment out of your day like we just did here, breathing in, filling up the lungs, opening up the heart, exhaling all the mental chatter and all the physical stress. Just these few moments we've been here together have given us that space to just come back to a sense of peace. My mantra for the last few years is peace is my priority. And as you know, these eclipses have, for the last 2 years, have been pulling up and churning out all the old shadows, all the old bits, all the old beliefs that no longer align with who you are, who you authentically are. And so with Mercury just recently going direct, we've probably had a lot of new communication. We're probably voicing new ideas, or I'm ready for change, or I want to do this. While this full moon in Libra and Venus, who governs Libra, is stationing direct at the same time. So our relationships, the review that we've done since March 1st when Venus went retrograde, that gives us time to review all the relationships that we've been dealing with. And where have we had a lack of boundaries? I haven't coached very many people that have too strong of boundaries unless you've just had like 5 divorces and you are just, I don't believe there is love available. Like unless you're at that level, I usually see people with not enough boundaries, not strong enough boundaries, no consequences to the boundaries. And so I have a feeling that Venus retrograde has pulled up some of those relationships to reflect back to you, those areas where you allow others to treat you how you're maybe treating yourself on the inside. And that's a wake-up call that like, if I don't want to be treated that way by someone else, why am I treating myself that way? So Venus not only brings up the relationships, we always think of relationships, but hey, as a Libra, I know that these relationships act as a reflection of how we're treating ourselves, how we're showing up for ourselves, how we believe in ourselves, the fears that we have about ourselves. And so Venus is not only bringing up these relationships that reflect back to you those parts of yourself that need to be released or healed or acknowledged. Sometimes it's just an acknowledgement of the shadow. You don't even have to heal it, transmute it, or 5D it or anything. You can just be like, oh, hey girl, I know we were hurt and it's okay. Like I hear you. I know that we've been hurt. So sometimes that acknowledgement is all that it takes. So I have a feeling before I pull these cards that these last month and a half or so has been an interesting eye-awakening, opening experience for you where you're starting to have absolute clarity on what are my, maybe not my next steps on what action I'm going to take, but maybe you're starting to have a more refined vision of where you want to go or how you want to feel and who you want to do that with. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of your friend groups are changing or the dynamics are just like maybe parts of the relationships are needing to be expressed or shared or up-leveled together, or maybe this is that moment where those relationships are just, they're not aligned anymore. They're not a 7 or above. And so we have to step away from that. So I love being on live for Woo Woo. It is so fun. Y'all, I feel like I'm back in my groove. It feels so good to be on these lives. I'm just going to pull up this chat because I see these little dots popping up, but I don't see where the messages are. Maybe it's in here. Okay. Hello, Tamlin. It's so good to see you sitting on a beach. Can't wait for this full moon. Oh, what a magical place to let go of and release all the things that no longer serve us. And that's exactly what this full moon is bringing us into balance. It's giving us that sense of like, okay, I've tipped the boat really far and tested my boundaries and I didn't like that. So now I'm going to bring it back home and find this new sense of safety and groundedness. So this Libra full moon paired with Venus going direct with all the eclipses, because until from like that full moon until our next new moon, which is only 2 weeks, that's going to be the wrap up period of all of those past eclipses, even from 2 years ago that started this whole Aries net 9. I don't even know what's happening. Lots of eclipses going on, but this is the end of it. So we're already on the other side. You're probably not in the mush right now of like, oh my God, this is so much. I'm releasing. It's too much. We're actually on like, we have our head above water and we're like, wow, we've just come through a lot of change. I know I'm not fully integrated and fully embodied. This is exactly what I teach in Shift. And Tamlin, I know you're a student of Shift. So this is what I teach. Like we're at that precipice of change where we're being asked to transform and move into and embody that next level of our authenticity. And Shift is that 5-step framework to help you navigate that change with ease. And one of those tools, the T in Shift, is to trust. And that's exactly where we're at. It's like, I trust that I've already gone through the hard stuff and that I've learned the lesson. And this is the recalibration of my dreams that I am, those new seeds that I am planting. I think the evidence will start showing itself very quickly in this round. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Oh my God. Did y'all ever watch Duck Dynasty? This is like a spiritual teacher watches Duck Dynasty. But listen, we all like to be entertained. I was watching one episode and he said, take a sip of tea, mow a little grass. So since Chris and I drink tea literally every day, all day, we always make that little joke, take a sip of tea, mow a little grass. So when I said I'm going to take a sip, I couldn't help but think mowing the grass. So take a sip of tea, you guys mow a little grass. And I'm going to pull some cards from the Shine from the Inside Oracle, all about self-love and empowerment. So I can't wait to see what comes up for this Libra full moon. It's my moon. I'm so excited. Well, actually my moon's in Pisces, but I am a Libra. So I am very stoked about this energy of coming back to peace, coming back to balance, coming back to this recalibrated harmony of, now I know what I don't want. I've eliminated that from my life. What is the new emotional tone that I'm going to hold? How am I going to believe in what is possible moving forward? So I'm going to shuffle with the intention that we all receive the message that we need most during this Libra full moon. And I'm going to pull 3 cards for you, or they're going to flip out and do whatever they do. All right. How many do we have down there? 1. Okay. So I'm going to pull 2 more cards and see what comes up for you. I don't know how, check in. How is your dreams this week, this night? Get it together. Mercury just went direct. Okay. How were your dreams last night? Did you feel like you had potent awakening dreams, lucid dreams, getting ideas or anything like that? How was your dream life last night? I'm kind of curious if it was just me going through some crazy stuff or if you guys were having some wild connections. Rupert showed up. Oh, just dropped a card when I said Rupe. Oh, Rupert showed up in my dream last night. And this mama bear needed that moment. So although it was but short, it was powerful. So I'm curious if you guys had any like revelations. Okay, let me grab these 2 cards. and we will begin our shine from the inside. Drop some hearts, some emojis, the things, all the blah, 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 the sparkle magic, so we can get this party started. Also, I haven't looked at Instagram comments yet. You guys are probably going crazy over there. Let me say hello. Leanne's in the house. Hello, Catherine. It's hey, Nova. Oh my gosh, so good to see you guys. Steve's in the house. Oh, I love it. We've got someone from Australia. This is amazing. Okay, so hello to everyone. Let's dive in and see what comes up for this Libra full moon. The first one is your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. Let me just zoom in for you guys on this one. Your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. So this reminder is that the gentle nudges that are being blocked out by your loud yelling fear voice is trying to communicate with you right now. This is saying that you've been asking questions to your soul and your heart of like, what's next for me? What do I want? But your mind is on blast saying like, but it's not possible, or how's that going to happen? Or da-da-da-da-da, just whatever she's doing something and it's too loud. And so your heart can't actually speak and you can't actually hear that intuitive guidance or that divine download, inspiration, right? The word inspiration means spirit within. So you're blocking out the spirit within with all the chatter of why it's not possible or doubts, fears, and worries. Let's just sum it up in those three little piggies. So your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear is a reminder to turn off the mind. I was just at a beautiful meeting looking at a new venue for our little goddess getaway weekend retreat, as well as some of our goddess gatherings. We've got one coming up in May. And she was saying, what does your husband do? I said, oh, he's a hypnotist. He helps like high level athletes and CEOs and people turn off their mind and relax. She goes, that's the hardest thing ever. I was like, well, actually it's not, if you know hypnosis and know the tools. Like you just need the tools. Like tying your shoe is hard to a 3-year-old if you aren't taught how to do it. But the same is true. No one taught us how to use our mind. And that's what this card is really symbolizing, is that conversation that I had earlier is like, it's actually not hard. And you're probably like, bitch, you're probably like, your mind is probably throwing gang signs at me right now. And it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind. But the truth is, it actually is easy to turn off your mind. You just have to work at it. Just like going to the gym, you don't just bust out biceps in like one wish. You got to go put in the work. And so we haven't done the work. So every time I say like something about doing meditation, oh, I'm not good at that. I know, that's why it's called practice, meditation practice, yoga practice, freaking life practice, y'all. Okay. It's all a practice. We're just trying to get better and trying to stay consistent. So what I'm saying to you is that your mind is talking too much and you've got to find a tool like meditation or breath work or dancing or walking or singing or cooking or something that brings you back into the present moment so that you can create space in between your thoughts of the chatter, so that when you're in the present moment, you're not in your mind. And that's when ideas and insights and aha inspirations can pop in. But when you have that frequency turned on all the time, it's like, where does the ideas get to come in, right? So let me know if that resonates with you. If you're like I'm an overthinker, holy smokes, then please know, oh my God, how related to yesterday's topic inside the Elevated Life Club, where I do team up with Chris, my hypnotist husband, and we teach a 90-minute masterclass as well as a guided hypnosis session. And guess what, y'all? Yesterday's masterclass was called Eliminating Overthinking. And that's exactly what this is. So if you're mean girls, if you're inner mean girls throwing gang signs at me, then please come join us in the club. It is literally $7 to get started. I don't even know like how to make it any simpler for you to get started with having the tools that you need to turn off your mind, having the tools that you need to grow that business, having the tools that you need to get through grief. Because let me tell you, when your dad dies or your dog dies, bro, trying to run a business, trying to run life, trying to hold space for community, it gets tough. And so we've created the ultimate Netflix for your soul inside this coaching membership in the Elevated Life, where we teach these different topics from overthinking to success to intimacy. We've literally covered it all. We're on our 8th year. Every single second Tuesday of the month, we teach live and do these guided hypnosis practices. So if you're someone who struggles, I'm just saying, come join us in the club. Send me a message. Let's have a chat. And I've got some good meditations that I can send your way, from self-love to confidence to you name it, we've got it. So let's talk, because if she's talking too much, then she can't guide the way. And that's the reality we're moving into. Okay. Also, how good was that? How good was that live, y'all? My elevators that are in the building. It was so good. We came freaking levitating off of that training yesterday. It was so good. And what's cool about the club is that once you sign up, you get the lifetime of training that we've done over the last 8 years. It's not like, well, you just get what's next. You get 8 years worth of content. So wherever you're at in your soul, spiritual, or business journey, we got you. Okay, you you can't do hearts on YouTube. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, are you watching from YouTube? That's exciting. I am streaming across every platform, so I have no idea where you guys are coming from other than when I pop over on Instagram. Oh, love this. So good. Don't overthink. Yeah, Leanne was in the class. Did you love it or did you love it? Oh my gosh. PJs. Oh my gosh. I woke up thinking about you. I hope you're still in here live. I woke up thinking about you. We need to talk. I need you at summer solstice, all the things. Scottsdale Head Spa. It's so good to see you because I was just talking to my girlfriend who just moved to Scottsdale. I'm going to come visit in August. I'd love to get in your salon. Oh, I'm loving that I'm over here on Instagram and seeing all these babes. Ha ha. It's so good to see you guys. I watched it today. Oh, Carrie, it's so good to see you guys. The training was fire, wasn't it? Like overthinking, done. Chris asked me at the end, how was the hypnosis? Did you see the 2 doors that I led you guys to? I was like, hell no. I was so out. I was overthinking, done. All right, second card. Let's reel it together. Show up your sparkle and shine from the inside. Hold on, I got to get off of Instagram so I can see what I'm filming. Show up your sparkle, y'all. So this is a great reminder that once your negative Nancy shuts the up, then your inner radiance, your sparkle magic, y'all, that's literally what I teach. Your sparkle magic, your shine will come through when you stop saying that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, that you don't deserve this, that you're too ugly for this, or you're too dumb for that. All those negative stories that we tell ourselves, that is exactly the opposite of what this card means. And you know why I decided to put my little face on this card is because I've worked over the last 2 decades trying to figure out how to be friends with my inner mean girl. I was the worst critic. I just had my astrology done by an amazing teacher, Robbie Hunt. You guys go check her out, Bite Size Astrology. And she was like, honey, you came into this world needing water, but also having to be exactly repelled away from it. Like the thing you need is the thing you have to be away, like get away from. I'm like, I'm sorry. Is this why it's explaining why it's so hard to be me? I'm just kidding. But I've had a lot of struggle just like you have. And what I did is I listened to the women that I worked with behind the chair for 20 years and I acted as their mirror. I could empathize with talking shit about your body or not loving your smile or not loving this or thinking your forehead's too big, or every single woman that came in and talked shit about herself. I thought those same thoughts to myself. I was like, oh, wow, I'm not alone. And it's been decades of healing my own self-hate. Honestly, that's all this is. It's we either love ourselves or we don't. And so all of these tools that I've learned, we're being married to a hypnotist and all the different magical woo-woo things I've gotten myself into as a psychic has given me the tools to finally accept my authenticity. And that's why I chose this card to be show off your sparkle and shine from the inside, because I felt like this was that representation of what it can look like. If you look at my before pictures, and please go back and do that. If you look at my before pictures, I look absolutely nothing the same. Like, I don't know that people would recognize. It's my 20-year high school reunion this year. It happens to be on summer solstice. So I think the universe is saving me from that. Sorry if you're watching from that school. But I feel like it's just so interesting because that version of me 20 years ago looks absolutely nothing like the version of me that's on this card, because I now choose to love myself. I now choose to accept my authenticity and my shadows. I don't fight them anymore. I don't resist them. I just say, okay, I'm not perfect. It's fine. Rather than being like, I'm not good enough. I'm not perfect. When you start to accept that you're not perfect, it kind of feels a lot more perfect. So try that on for size. The last card for you this week is align your intentions with your actions. So one thing I'm going to tell you about this card, you guys want a little special behind the scenes story of this card or whatever, just tell me what I need to know about this full moon in Libra. Let me know. Give me a tell me in the chat, okay? Or some hearts, because I am on Instagram. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to tell you. So hello, neurodivergent, super dyslexic over here. It's a creative brain problem. I don't mind it. It's never really bothered me. Don't really care for math, but I will tell you that when I wrote this card, the align your intentions with your actions, I wrote, and I still don't know to this day, I have to go look it up, but I wrote it one way and then I decided it didn't make sense. I think originally it said align your actions with your intentions. And then I was like, hold on, that doesn't feel right. I think it's supposed to be align your intentions with your actions. First, you got to get clear. This is part of the teaching and the backstory. First, you've got to get clear before you act, before you move. You need to know the direction you're going so you don't have to rework it later. And so I reworked it later and changed it. But I'm going to have a dyslexic Easter egg in every Oracle deck that I create, because what I forgot to do is I changed it on the card, but I didn't change it in the guidebook. So I think it's in the menu, like the index is where it says it originally the correct way. So you're going to have to go check your deck and see if they're flopped. If they do, send me a picture. I feel like you have like the golden Wonka ticket or something. So anywho, get clarity before you act, especially now that retrogrades are about to wrap up. We finally have that clarity to take forward momentum action. So if you would have come to me in the last month or two in coaching, which people have, I'm like, don't start anything just yet. Like, let's just marinate in the idea and really get the momentum and the excitement and the energy built up so that when it's time to act, we have full clarity, we have full fucking hard nips pumped energy to go for it. And then we can strike when the iron's hot. And so that's what this card is saying to me right now, is clear out those negative stories and the old chitter chatter of your brain. Show off that sparkle, put on the lipstick, do the damn thing, change your hair. Catherine, come see me. I see you on Thursday. Your hair shows up today. How exciting. Do something different to represent this new bold energy of yourself. Align your intentions with your actions. Get clear on what you want and how you want to feel before you start doing something new and changing things up and then having to redo it later. Okay, does that make sense? All right, I'm going to recap, but before I do, I'm just going to take a moment to check these live comments while we're here. Hello, Joni from Louisiana. So exciting. It was great. I needed to go listen to the replay from TEL yesterday. It was amazing. All right, checking here. Brooks in the house. Wow, what a great card pick for this Woo Wednesday. Yeah, such a great card pick. Also, is it blurry on Instagram? While I have you guys live and I'm going to ask you this question, is it blurry? Because it looks blurry on my end and that looks crazy, but maybe I'll just start recording from my phone. That's the thing, y'all. Here's prime life example. Just do it. Like, get clarity. I want to go live and I want to make it simple. So I'm trying to put everything in one platform, and it looks like Instagram doesn't look cute. So now we're going to readjust. So next week, you better damn well believe that my Instagram camera is going to look really good. And so are all the other cameras, because we're going to separate them if they don't want to play together. So it's just interesting how so many people beat themselves up on when things don't go right because of that perfectionism that we so live by. And in fact, actually, Chris and I, our Overcoming Perfectionism Masterclass was so powerful in the club that I turned it into a free masterclass. I'm going to give you free access to it. So if you're curious about the club, it is old as hell, but that wisdom rings true for eternity. But that was one of our very most potent masterclasses. So if you want that, I think it's the elevatedlife.com/masterclass or perfectionism, but send me a DM because I'll send you the link, because it's old, but it's so good. And it's just triggered that I forgot I did that. So there's that. I'm going to recap. It's been amazing being here for this full moon in Libra this weekend, the 12th, the 13th, depends on where you live. But this week, pay attention to what is your inner mind saying. Is she crazy, or is she telling you things that make you feel inspired, encouraged, loved, and supported? Because if she's not, then it's not your heart. Okay. How do I know the difference between my ego and my soul? I get that question all the time. Your ego is an asshole, period, full stop. Your heart, your soul would never treat you anything less than an angel. So that's how you know the difference. Does it feel good? And is she my bestie, or is it coming from an old thought and old belief? Y'all, you feel me on that one? Show off your sparkle and shine from the inside. Y'all, let your authenticity out. That's what's going to attract your new tribe, your new opportunities, your new everything. Y'all, I have been rebranding the website for Shine From the Inside Oracle. It's so gorgeous with new photos. My whole BrittanyCarmichael.com website got a major glow up. And I've been getting messages from people that I haven't talked to in forever saying, wow, you're really glowing right now. Or wow, I can really see you shining right now. Whereas the last couple of years, y'all, I've been processing grief and moving through that. And it's been heavy. I haven't wanted to shine from the inside. I've been trying, but also moving through pain. And so now I feel like I'm at that place where I'm like, ooh, we've moved through a lot of that shadow period, and I'm ready to let that sparkle out in the new authentic version. And that's what this last card is all about, is aligning that, your integrity, your intentions. What the hell do you want out of life? How do you want to feel? What do you want to experience? And if you didn't know that you have the permission to decide that, now's that moment, baby girl. Like it's you get to decide what life you want to live by the actions that you take, the beliefs that you have on what is possible or what is not, and how you champion and take courageous action for yourself. Like you have to be your own advocate and a leader to start making those bold moves. It's not just going to be handed to you because you wished for it. It's going to be given to you because you felt it. You knew it was possible for you, and you put the courageous action that is aligned action into the direction that you want to go with full faith that I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know that if I stay committed with this passion in my heart and I have this mission, my why, it's every time someone books me for coaching, it is always coming back to well, why are you doing this? What's the purpose? And so many people get distracted from why they started their business in the first place, or why they started that nonprofit, why they started doing anything, the diet, the relationship. You forget the why. And so it's important to kind of come back to that. And I hope that this last card reminds you to give yourself the space to have clarity before you need to act, instead of feeling pressure to have to perform, to act. What if you gave yourself permission instead of pressure to just take a step back and say, I'm not exactly sure the next step, but I'm getting excited with curiosity. I am ruminating new ideas. I'm putting it out there. I'm just like, I'm getting my bubble, I'm getting my creative juices going, So give yourself that space to allow creativity to be fun and playful again. Inspiration. Y'all, I tried to name my hair salon for 2 weeks straight. I was like, I'm going to name it. I'm going to figure out what the name is. And I forced it for so long. And I finally, after 2 weeks of just like, what if it was called this? Or what if it was called that? And nothing was resonating. Nothing was hitting. One day, I'm like 20 years old. I get so frustrated when I'm talking with Chris about what the fuck am I going to name my salon? I said, oh my God. And that was it. Oh my God. OMG hairstyles. And for 20 years, I have lived by that aha spark of inspiration when I finally surrendered my own thoughts and allowed it to come through. Because you're a co-creator. You're not the creator. You're allowing that energy to flow through you. And sometimes it's not always you that gets to decide. So give yourself that space to just let it go and to surrender. That's what living in that feminine energy feels like. So it's freaky because we haven't done it a lot, but let me tell you, the second you surrender and your heart is aligned, the opportunities magnetize to you. If you surrender and your heart is not aligned, you're going to attract lessons, okay? And you've probably done that or you fought your way through the lessons. Okay, this has been amazing. Just checking in. Yes, it is blurry. You look dope, like 1990s blue. I love it. We're throwing gang signs all over the place today. Blur, 90s blur. It's so funny. I did a photo shoot with Amanda and she said that's like all the rage now. It's like messy, like movement photos where it's like back to the freaking Polaroid style. I love it. Hi, Megan. So good to see you. Okay, let's do this. Almost one-on-one booking time. Cannot wait. Oh my gosh, y'all. I just revamped everything around the coaching, the 1 hour. I changed the price for you guys, AKA I lowered it. Like, who does that in business? But I just wanted to make sure that moving into this next chapter, that I found my balance and my calibration of being able to serve you and also, continue building this business and all of that. So it's been really cool to get to revamp my own business, my own brand, and discover what my authentic sparkle looks like in this season. And I hope you guys have so much fun giving yourself that permission to play, to be curious, to try new things. And y'all, it's spring. Life is life right now. I don't know if you're up north and it's still cold, but it is perfect in Texas right now. And that is giving me that energy of life. So I'm sending that sparkle magic, that life to you. If you love this, please tag a soul sister, share it, like it, follow, beep it, bop it, all the things that we do every single week. And I will see you guys next week for Woo Woo Wednesday. And if you need that intuitive guidance and that spiritual mentor in your corner, then I am now taking clients. I think at the end of the month is my first opening. So if you want to book a one-on-one with me, shoot me a DM or just go to my website, brittanycarmichael.com, and check out all the amazing stuff I've added. Y'all, last thing before I go, I got creative. I was like, how can I make my page different? Not that, pick an oracle card isn't different. But what I did is I recorded a voice note, because every time I work with clients or my besties, I send voice notes. I'm not like a typer. Hello, dyslexic problems here coming up again. So I always voice note. And so I left a freaking voice note with my sacred promise to you. So if you really want to dive into the magic, definitely go check out brittanycarmichael.com and go listen to that sacred promise, and then come back and let me know if you cried listening to it like I did. How can you cry listening to your own voice? That's kind of weird, but that's how I feel and my love for you. And I'm just so thankful that you're a part of this community, whether I see you at summer solstice in June. Holy smokes, we're on like 70-day countdown. And we only have a couple spots left for a slumber party. So if you want to upgrade to VIP and keep that party going overnight with us for brunch and pool and hot tub and all the things, definitely get it now. I just saw tickets were selling before I got on here. We had new vendors sign up today. It's just, things are popping. So I hope I see you at summer solstice, because this is your invitation. If you are here watching, you need to be at summer solstice. This is for you if you're here watching, period. Like, who's this for? You. So come join us in June. I don't think I'll have any other events after that for the year, because we've got a lot of incredible things going on. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you guys for being here. And I can't wait to see how this full moon in Libra shakes out all those last bits of oldness so that you can recalibrate to who you really are. All right. I love you guys. Peace. Ah!